Imagine eating a flaming sword to where you can eat it and it doesn't even hurt your insides, or swallow a bomb and being completely uninjured, being resistant to all kinds of mind manipulation, being immune to stuff that turns folks into dust, swim in molten lava, or swallow poison enough to kill thousands. In the old comics, this is probably not happening in the new comics, that Billy used to say Shazam, and it was really just Zeus throwing lightning bolts to him. You probably didn't know that back in the old days, but yeah, now you know. He used to be known as Captain Marvel. He's known now currently as Shazam. No matter which era we're talking about, whether old, in the middle, or brand new, he has similar properties to each other, being the mightiest mortal. You guys know the lore for him. The wizard chose him to be the new champ. It's similar no matter if it gets retconned or a new continuity, getting powered up by different deities, two of them being Hercules and Zeus, and make him one of the most versatile type characters. Because look at all these deities. It's great that he has versatile abilities like wisdom because it helps you be able to catch on quicker than normal folks would. Like, he knows how to fight monsters he's never fought before because of the wisdom. Like, this is just cheating, like just knowing how to build a rocket ship just because of your superpower. Made a formula to stop yeast? Calculate complicated stuff better than calculator. Figures out how to phase through walls. Fixes planes mid-air. I would love to have this ability to be able to breeze through tests like it ain't nothing. It also helps him know when he's in an illusion instantly. It's like he has battle tactics experience by default because of Wisdom of Solomon. All these battles from the past 5,000 years under his fingertips. His wisdom kind of lets you know when you're lying. That would be helpful as a lawyer. Think of Shazam's powers like power stackers. They even talk about how he has the power of Zeus. Right in this section saying he's the father of the gods, that power adds to my others, giving me the wisdom of Solomon and Zeus, the strength of Hercules and Zeus. Even my stamina of Atlas is beefed up with the immortality of Zeus. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's different. Like, it's like a stacker. Imagine have the power of the ruler of Olympus. Imagine having his son, the god of strength, in you as well. And imagine having god of speed level beings all bestowed upon you, blessing you. That's Shazam for you. Having the courage of Achilles actually gives him fighting skills, by the way, because Achilles himself was a warrior. But how strong is he? Well, even in the Earth S days, aka the older comic days, and you guys know how in older comics it was more like Looney Tunes when it comes to their feats being absurd and over the top. That's how it is when it comes to Captain Marvel, aka Shazam, back in these days. I mean, before we even get started, it's just straight up stated out of their mouths. In narration, the Shazam family in general has strength to move worlds and stars. But you're going to keep seeing it. I mean, when you get so strong, it seems like it would be so hard to hold back. Well, I guess you got super muscle control to be able to do guns like this. Or having the might to tear through a cable that was holding a suspended city with his raw strength. Heck, he even had a contest of strength throwing contest with Thor. Yes, DC does have a Thor, just in case you didn't know. He threw a huge glacier this one time. Tears through reinforced concrete. Hey, there's a fire. Let me smother the fire by throwing a mountain on top of it. And he can toss around tanks like it ain't nothing, but this is light work stuff. When you have the strength to topple over buildings and you're punched through stone like butter, backhand someone by accident and breaking a car, concrete and bullets is considered a joke to you, and steel doors punching through them is fun. You got to be careful of what you do, you know. Stuff made of granite is nothing to his strength, and he punches through it. Even steel doors are like cardboard to his might. If he wanted to, he could crush elephants with ease with his punching power. His punches are way stronger than 10 locomotives. Just from the clatter of him punching, he can make the whole island tremble. Him punching you is like a speeding train coming at you. He can even spit really freaking hard. He can bust through stuff even battleships couldn't bust through. Has even punched beings like Hitler before, because why the heck not? You're going to see a reoccurring theme in this video of him cleaving stuff perfectly in half for some reason. Like an example, another occasion of him cleaving this planetoid thing in half. Him punching other beings that are really strong too. They shake mountains themselves. Raw punching power to cause earthquakes or seismic activity when their raw strength was indeed measured. Asteroids like this, he can fly and scatter it. There was a whole bunch of ice on a ship. Of course, he has the might to break it off of it. His battles are so absurd that he punches beings and they go all over the globe during the battle. Why on earth would you hit a dinosaur hard enough to split a mountain, Shazam? That's such bullying. He can punch apart and shatter glaciers that are this big. He's constantly slugging it with Superman himself. He punches so hard they call his punch the atomic punch, like a nuke. He can punt away asteroids with a kick. He just seems to like splitting stuff in half, including entire planets themselves. In the post-crisis era, he was strong enough to box it up with a being that had the power of Superman, Aquaman. He was like copying abilities and stuff. Elongated Man, and guess what? Shazam pulls up on a being that has the power of all these beings, including beings like Martian the Man freaking Hunter. And you can see Shazam put in his work. against the same being because he has the pure power of Zeus, they state. He's strong enough to hold open constructs from Green Lanterns, crystal that Superman was stuck in. Shazam can bust him out of it with his raw punching power. We've seen him punch through magical shields before, put Darkseid's son in a headlock. Look at him in a headlock. They always have an excuse for heroes to fight each other. When Superman was possessed fighting Shazam, Shazam was able to catch Superman's punch to show that his strength is not exaggerated, be able to match Superman, punching hard enough to give him a bloody nose, even able to restrain and eclipse or possess Superman with his raw strength. He even boxed it up with Martian Manhunter, somebody else that's like a Superman type being, to further show his punching power might even more. And it's kind of extended when you look at it. Clash of these Titans. One of his most famous feats of all time, he imbued his fist with actual magical lightning to punch so hard he actually made Superman himself freaking sleepy with 2 punches. And technically he doesn't need super strength, even though he has a lot of that because of the god of strength Hercules, but his power of Zeus gives him energy projection to where he can have ridiculous amounts of blast power, blast that can blow away a meteor. Dr. Savannah, somebody that's really smart, talks about lightning, stated that it has 600 quadrillion megavolts of power in one blast. They even state there's more power in one lightning blast of Shazam lightning than all of the lightning storms on Earth put together. So if you ever wonder why powerhouses actually get hurt by his lightning that are actually invulnerable to magic, it's because the lightning has way more raw energy than normal lightning. There's people out there that try to say, the kid ain't that strong because they got hurt by normal lightning. Like, nah, his lightning ain't normal, buddy. It has way more juice. I mean, his blast of power can shake the very earth to its core, or rock an entire city, or a mountain. DC even went in depth about lightning in DC and stuff to talk about how crazy it is. Thanks to the power of Zeus, it allows him to be able to travel back in time. Or an army of sand warriors with blast power, he can turn them into glass. Blast breaks the Justice League free of mind control. His lightning is probably just as good or better than his strength, one could argue, or just about even. We've seen it get in beam clashes with Green Lanterns. And when it comes to fighting beings that are Superman level, like Lobo, even breaking Lobo's chains with his raw strength, there's clear right intent he's supposed to be in that ranges with Lobo based on all these battle occasions. His punches with Lobo were so strong they rocked the cosmos. One of his most impressive occasions of strength is when he arm wrestled Superman in a contest of raw strength. And even Superman said we're too evenly matched. Superman started getting an advantage and actually won, but it was confirmed that their powers were shared. He did that good against Superman even when their powers were split apart, aka he wasn't at full might. Saying he's not on the heavy hitters level is just disrespectful at this point. If they weren't in the same league, why would they have them do little fun arm wrestling contests like this, right? How do you punch so hard you accidentally make your own black hole a singularity, aka black holes are stuff that can wipe out solar systems and stuff? No matter which era, even if we're talking about brand new stuff like Rebirth, Black Adam, whatever Black Adam could do, Shazam shouldn't be that far behind when it comes to raw power like him. The same with characters like Wonder Woman, who's also kind of in that Greek-centric type stuff, like, being the daughter of Zeus and stuff. It's shown in newer stuff he still has the strength to hold his ground physically against Wonder Woman. The same Wonder Woman that's a helpful aid with Martian Manhunter and Superman when it comes to moving entire planets. Both have Herculean type strength, right? We've seen in clash with Black Adam no matter which continuity, even if we're talking about newer stuff, to show his might is always in them powerhouse ranges. Because Black Adam, even in Rebirth, has shown strength in the new stuff to be able to move entire moons with Sinestro, so it kind of adds up with the old lore. And then even in old stuff, it's just shown that they're evenly matched. They cannot hurt each other in these particular occasions, for example. Green Lanterns in general in DC can contain energies taken from the destruction of entire galaxies. Green Lantern teams can do this. Shazam can fight and beat Green Lantern teams when it comes to raw power output. Characters are implied to have myth feats, and he's all up in that Greek lore of being able to hold the heavens. Hercules and them, Atlas, and them be able to hold the sky or heavens and stuff. Hold the world, blah, blah, blah. That kind of feats in DC. And during all this Batman Who Laughs shenanigans and newer type-esque type comics, you kind of can see how Shazam would be if he, just said, I don't give a crap no more, and became like a Team Buster, bloodlisted type of maniac when he's infected. I mean, it shows that the powers that he got is not an exaggeration, because he literally took on the gods that he, like Atlas himself, the guy that he has the stamina of, and show that he's on that level with these guys and box it up with Atlas. Even goes as far as roasting Atlas, saying, my stamina is supposed to come from Atlas, right? He's pretty much mocking him, just straight down talking about, see if you're worthy to be a part of my posse. They had a panel for panel fight. He even goes as far as saying, you disappoint me, Atlas. He's even physically boxed it up with DC's Thor. Yes, DC has a Thor. Making him incapacitated, making him sleepy with his power. Even saying, if Thor can't get a kick out of me, who will? So he even pulls it up to the Kryptonian god Ra and gives him some hints. It's like, what the heck? He's supposed to be the Zeus for Superman. Like, this is just madness. Did he just give the Kryptonian god Ra a black eye? Bruh's mouth is leaking with blood. God's like, Ares. It was so bad that Mary had to jump in. He withstood hits from her too. Like, he just bullying everybody right here. He eventually did get back to normal. However, characters that are in the Greek lore like Wonder Woman, lanterns that contain stars. I mean, we already know he's strong enough to fight beings like Grail if needed, but he can also withstand stabs from her and survive and regenerate, technically. We're not going to ignore he dodged an attack from Superboy Prime, but still got hit though. Matter of fact, him and Black Adam working together in newer comic against Superboy Prime. They did better than you would expect. Normally, Superboy Prime would just one-shot each of them. But them working together, even though he's resistant to magic, he's not immune. Stated here, them two working together actually miraculously made him sleepy. Literally quoted out of their mouth that his punches can turn mountain ranges into gravel. It's not fair being this strong and playing sports like hitting the baseball to the moon. You're not supposed to hit the baseball with everything you got, Shazam. That's cheating. In this video, I'm going to try my best to show him fighting Superman when he's not kryptonite involved, so it won't give you as viewers a false sense of accomplishment. I don't think it's fair, like, using kryptonite type feats to show that he can beat him, you know. So you can probably guess by his punching power so far that he indeed has super strength, right? He has the strength of Hercules, right? And I find it interesting that even though he has the strength of Hercules, he apparently can lift stuff not even Hercules can do, like uprooting this enchanted plant, for example. So he has some advantage even on the powers of the deities he have. Not even Hercules could do that. Like, bro, what? He has the godlike strength to slow an asteroid that would have cracked the Earth in half if it wouldn't have been stopped or slowed down. That's how much might he has. Hey, Moon, you have a mountain on the moon that Earth could use. So how about I put that mountain on Earth? Isn't it cool that you see him do stuff like carving out a big chunk of the Earth? All this mass he lifts up and simply throws it that far. He loves moving mountains, glaciers, splice of life type of stuff to help out society. Like, he's the type of guy that'd be like, oh, you need your island to be in a more productive area? Let me move your entire island or mountain or whatever. Or your cruise liner needs help? I got you on that too. He would even lift a whole bunch of ice into space if needed. Straight up saying he can lift mountains. If you can hold up mountains, it would be weird if you can hold up a skyscraper building, right? Or rip the entire street up off the ground, right? That's considered easy to his strength. Big old castles he can tip over, submarines, bridge cables he can hold together, can stop rocket ships that are mid-flight, a battleship that's in harm's way, let me just move it out the way for you. Or if a yacht needs to be moved, let me move the yacht for you. He's strong enough to stop ships from taking off, and even pushes a mountain in half, pushes against an animated magical walking mountain. Y'all remember that time the Earth's rotation stopped and he had to make sure he had to start it again by using some big change like this just to restart the rotation of the Earth when it had stopped? Just like Superman, he has feats of moving actual planets away, like moving this world. And the crazy feats get crazier because even things or objects that are millions or billions of times bigger than planets, like stars, for example, he is strong enough to push actual stars. Dead star in this particular occasion, though. Dead sun. With other family members like Mary, they have the might to slow the entire planet's rotation if need be. In this occasion with other family members, they move a dead world. And then they simply make it livable. Mountains and continents, kind of like using Earth as a guide. Got the strength to move islands back in their original position. So it lets you know how strong Shazam is by himself if he can split his power and they still have the strength to do stuff like this. Move planets, move stars, even if his power is split up. Imagine dividing your power into different pieces and each one of them still has the power to move stars. So it lets you know just how strong he is by himself if he can split it up and the others that are having pieces of his power are still this strong. Another occasion of them moving a planet farther away into a new orbit. They've saved Earth from meteors that would have caused more damage than a nuclear bomb. So yeah, they literally stated more damage than an atomic bomb. Strong enough to close big chunks in the ground like this fissure. 2 halves of the moon, let's put them back together. When they're split apart like this, I'm the one that fixed the moon. And he isn't by any means a glass cannon because he's durable. He's durable enough to get punched by Kryptonians like Supergirl, blasted by stuff that can break off chunks of the moon. I mean, all this strength I've already showed you him do, he can't even break his own leg with his own strength. He might be more durable than his strength. A plane will literally destroy itself crashing into him. Of course he's bulletproof. Polar bears, why would you even try? No spears or steel daggers. Just because stuff can cut diamonds doesn't mean it will cut him because he's that durable. He can contain bombs in his hands and his skin can endure it. He straight up said nuclear bombs or atomic bombs don't hurt him. Super missiles. He was in the middle of something that can make the sun explode into a nova. and his body can withstand such impacts. Yeah, I don't want to spend all day going over the times he's taken nukes and didn't get flinched. I mean, this is all the evidence you need. Him getting caught in an explosion that would shatter a planet. Newer stuff, he's withstood kicks from Wonder Woman, Black Adam. Just like how he's blessed by the deities, he could technically bless folks with his power and thanks to his godlike abilities. He turned a crook into himself, aka Captain Marvel, just for him to fight the crooks. The guy that got turned into Captain Marvel didn't have his crook mind no more. Like, what? And then he changed back to normal, and the crook was like, why am I tied up? Because Billy literally made you into him for 2 seconds to make you do something good for once, and he had no memory of actually doing it. So he just literally turned a bad guy into himself. Like, what? Apparently, even recordings of his voice will help him turn into Shazam. Like, bruh. Back in the old comics, Looney Tunes, it comes in handy and it can help you untransmute you. If he's in some weird form, he can say Shazam and turn himself back to normal. Even a parrot saying Shazam is apparently enough. And you probably didn't know that every time he says Shazam, it's basically just Zeus yeeting lightning bolts at him to make him turn. Yeah, this is hilarious for old comics. Probably one of his greatest abilities of all, being able to give his buddies power. He brought a voodoo puppet alive, a literal wax figurine, giving it sentience to become Captain Marvel to fight. So if you're trying to save like a crowd of people, you can just say Shazam and like share your ability to where they won't be like useless fodder temporarily. To where if civilians are in terrible situations, they can just get powered up to where they become invulnerable. That's helpful. If your memory's mad hazy, he can transform and it will undo a memory wipe. His memory once again intact after seeing the words by accident. I mean, I just think it's cool you can summon your own ping pong table and even share your ability with a tiger and make the tiger super freaking strong too. Or just share your power with your entire family. So you've seen his Solomon attributes, Hercules, even technically his Atlas attributes, which is basically strength and durability, Zeus, lightning, blast power, and versatility. Achilles gave him fighting skills and stuff. But yeah, you forget that he has the power of an actual deity of speed. He's absurdly fast, fast enough to catch these torpedoes at light speed, missiles and stuff coming at him, fast enough to intercept bullets. He's stated to be invisible, or one could say he disappears to normal eyesight and speed. Point blank bullet shots, he can intercept it. Matter of fact, he moves so fast, it looks like he's in 2 places at once. He's giving them a science lesson on how human eyes work. One could say it's like an after image, thanks to the speed of Mercury. Matter of fact, his combat and battles are too fierce for the eyes to follow, so yeah, he can fly fast and fight fast. Yeah, stop trying to shoot folks when he's around. You're just wasting your bullets and he'll just save them. Zipping around the city with raw speed, helps build some highways really fast. It was straight up stated that lightning is slow compared to his speed. Chops up trees faster than they stated they can count. You know how volcanic eruptions happen and you see all the individual flaming rocks or molten rock coming from it, aka debris, from a lot of different angles coming from it? That's why Shazam's fast enough to catch every single piece of them before it hit anything. If he wanted to, he could punch you in fast succession because he could punch so fast that there's barely a nanosecond between blows. He can punch in intervals of 1/1000th of a second. That's how fast he can Gatling gun you. So he can punch you fast and fly 500 million light years from Earth when it comes to their raw speed. And his other family members can do this as well. We've seen him fly to different planets like Jupiter. We've seen him fly to places 5 light years away. Any planet in the solar system is pretty much close by because he can fly to each one of them. Stated he can fly faster than light. Speed of sound level is a joke. He's fast enough to break apart a tornado by going the other way. It was straight up stated faster than the swiftness of rays of light. I mean, he's so fast, he has to hold back his speed when he's flying with passengers. Matter of fact, he's so fast, you got characters like Power Girl, who are powerful Kryptonians on their own, says he might be faster. Apparently faster than Gravity and newer S-type stuff? Apparently. I wouldn't necessarily say he's as fast as Flash, but hey, he does have a speedster guy channeling his power. So he has enough speed to troll the Flash for once, calling him a slowpoke. He being cocky, ain't he? I mean, at the very least, one could say, as a bare minimum, he's up there with Green Lanterns when it comes to speed. In super recent comics, this is where they rank him when it comes to among the fastest. So he might not be the fastest of all time, but he's pretty freaking fast. Even if you don't want to take this as Bible, you get the idea. He's a speedster type character still. One could say he had his fair share of temporary power-ups, or one could say temporary depowerment because he lost his deities for a little while and got like the power of different deities for a little while. So I wouldn't even really call this a temporary power-up, really, you know? But after a major event, when he was powered up by 6 deities, he got powered up by different ones. Well, he got powered up by new deities. It's kind of like the same concept. He still has ridiculous super strength, but difference between lightning, he has fire projection now. There's a lot of people that think him like this is the mightiest he's ever been. And I can't really blame them for thinking that. That's some strength for you. We're not going to ignore he broke Darkseid's daddy's sword. Darkseid's daddy then KOs him. These are the deities he was powered up this time. But yeah, this didn't last long. You might want to watch my Superman video on top of this, but anybody that can slug it with an old school Superman this much has to be respected. And I know he's magical and stuff, but I don't think all these occasions he was imbuing his punches with magical energy. So some of this you just gonna have to give him credit for the fight being going on this long, even when their fight decently serious. For this long extended amount of time. I mean, you got Green Lanterns that can't even damage him really. During this Eclipso mess when he was possessed by Eclipso when he was fighting Superman, it was even stated that thanks to Superman not having the best resistance to magic, and they called it a weakness, he could have killed him with it, they imply. They say it as in a way that it's possible for him to actually end his life thanks to this magic and stuff when Superman was not feeling himself. But he chooses not to because he literally does not kill. I mean, in newer stuff, you see him do stuff like this to Superman with raw punching powers. Just like Black Adam, Shazam is a Superman level type being. I mean, there's too much evidence of it and not just magic. He's just versatile as heck with all this stuff on his side. It's funny how everybody respects Black Adam, but they disrespect Shazam. It's probably because his morals stop him from just going all out all the time and being a savage. But it really changes the fact that he's still a powerhouse level being no matter what you want to look at it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video though. This guy's a beast. You should respect him no matter what. You can't really disrespect him unless you're just trying to be hard-headed because you have your favorites. He's just strong. But before I get going, thanks for the donations, guys. It helps out a lot. Respect Shazam. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button and I will see you guys later.